Another one.
Thursday Thunder. We're back again.
We are.
After a big week. Big week in bodybuilding.
Very big week.
Yeah.
A lot of news, fight lectures on, which is good.
Yeah. I'll just write down another note that I just thought to think about. Yeah, so we had another comp on the weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. The internet broke on Monday.
Yep.
Regarding natural bodybuilding. Now I suppose we'll talk about that now straight away. Let's get straight into it. So basically what happened was that ASDA released a statement saying that they're not doing any third-party drug testing anymore for 2017. Now everyone read that in all sorts of weird ways, you know, like ICN's not doing any testing, the naturals aren't doing any No. What's happening is that ASDA aren't doing any testing.
Yep.
Now, in the end, let me elaborate as well a little bit. ASDA didn't do any testing. ASDA is a collection agency.
Yeah.
They collect samples which are then analysed at a wider laboratory. And then ASDA puts down the penalty. So if someone in a natural bodybuilding show gets tested or sampled by ASDA, and they test positive, well, ASDA turns around and puts the penalty. We don't.
Yeah.
And that's the agreement we have. So ASDA will turn around and say, this person deserves a 2-year penalty for what he got, 5-year or whatever, depending on what was in the system, etc. Now, what has happened is that ASDA is coming up with a new drug testing protocol for the smaller sports.
Yeah.
And once they get this new protocol into place, they will then give it to people like us and AMB and other natural federations. We will look over this protocol and we either have to accept it or not.
Yeah. I think you mentioned the other day is that the powerlifting events aren't sanctioned.
Yeah, look, I think it doesn't just affect bodybuilding, it affects a lot of these smaller sports.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect obviously AFL, gridiron, rugby and Olympic sports and things like that. But it affects us smaller sports.
Yes, they aren't really necessarily.
Yeah, I think it affects like powerlifting, bodybuilding, and some of the other smaller sports.
Yep.
Yeah. So once they come up with this protocol, and if we accept it, well then drug testing will resume by ASDA. But that doesn't mean, and it doesn't mean with the ICN, and AMB has put out a statement as well, that they're not going to drug test at all. All we're going to have to do is we have to find another collection agency, of which there are others.
Yes.
And work with them to collect samples, which will then be put over to a wider testing laboratory. So that's what's happened.
Yeah.
But it's like everyone lost their shit and got butthurt on the internet and started bagging all the natural federations. That we're not testing anymore. No,
you've always tested the winners of each, like the class or the overalls.
Yes,
it just cost a lot of money out of
it costs. And look, and there's always this thing about why don't they test everyone? You know, you should test everyone. You should do off-season testing. All right. Well, here's the facts. One, each test is about $1,000. $1,000. All right, and think about this. I had 112 competitors at the last Adelaide Classic, so that would be $112,000. Now, if I tested 112 athletes, as ASDA in their great generosity would most probably give me a 10% discount.
There you go. You got $11,000 back.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
right.
bad.
So, but we're looking at $100,000.
Yes.
That's the first thing. Now, it's impossible to test 112 competitors because each test takes an hour minimum. 1 hour minimum.
So we'll be at the...
So you'll be looking at 112 hours to test everyone. You would be looking at 112 chaperones to chaperone all these competitors. It would take days. And again, that's impossible.
Yes.
All right? So just burn that into your brains, people. The logistics of running a wider approved drug test are huge. And the reason for that is that they cover everything. It's not just a matter of you piss into a cup and it's sent off. No, it's everyone, the legal ramifications and the protocols in running a drug test are huge, and that's why they take so long. Then someone turns around, well, polygraph someone. Okay, I polygraphed people years ago in one of my shows. Again, it took 7 hours to test, polygraph test, I think it was 5 people, or could have been 6.
Yeah.
7 hours for 6 people. Because again, a polygraph test takes an hour.
Yeah.
You know, so one, it's impossible the costs make it impossible as well to test everyone. That's why we test only a certain amount of people to keep, one, that we can afford to keep testing going, and then we can target certain people. I have always, that's the other thing, misinformation, people saying, ASDA just tests random people. No, they don't. When I have drug testing, the ASDA guy comes up to me and goes, Kim, who do you want tested? I want that guy, that guy, that guy, and that girl. And they'll all be winners. They'll all be the overall men and the overall female, and then 2 other class winners. Yep. That we have, as a judging panel, we've spoken about it. The judges will turn around and say, well, just test this guy and this guy. That's it. Yep. So it's winners. It always has and always will be. All right? So, just to recap, the ICN and any other natural federation that do drug testing, I don't know the others if they do drug testing or not, but if they do, they will continue to do drug testing. It's just not under the ASDA collection, that's all. Yep. And we will be making an announcement leading up to that. So that will continue to happen. Natural bodybuilding has not died. Natural bodybuilding is not going to get infiltrated by NABA and IFBB guys, like one guy was some dude who's a IFBB physique competitor saying, all us physique guys from the IFBB can all move over to ICN now. Well, no. One, I know who you are, so no, you can't. But that got me thinking, that these physique guys apparently they take drugs.
No.
Well, you take drugs to wear board shorts on stage? Anyway, that's another whole different topic, but Jesus.
Let's just avoid that.
But yeah, anyway, so everything will continue to happen. Everything continue to be going on in natural bodybuilding as is in the past. We do our best to drug test people, and if you go to the ASDA website, you can go to the ASDA website right now, go to sanctions and have a look at the current sanctions. Out of the bodybuilding, every single one of them there are ICN shows. And as ASDA recognises that we have changed our name. They will say on there that this test was at an IMBA show last year, and then underneath it says, please note, IMBA now is ICN Australia. So ASDA recognise us still being on their books and everything else. We just have to wait for their protocol.
Yeah. There we go.
That's it.
Cleared up.
Pretty
Done.
simple. There's no controversy. It just shits me, the misinformation that people go out there and put on Facebook when they got no idea.
Yeah.
Hell, ring me. I've got nothing to hide. That's the truth, and that's what's happening. And I've seen AMB put out a statement on that, and we've put out a statement. If you go to our website, there's a statement on there and on our Facebook pages, and on my ICN South Australia Facebook page, the statement about the drug testing that is still happening. Any other natural federations? Well, I haven't seen anything from them, and whether they do any testing or not, Yeah. Good. All right, moving on. Last weekend was Philex.
Yes.
In Sydney. And Greene was there. He was there for Rider Wear and Dynamic Muscle, obviously. And a lot of photos started going around on Greene. And Jesus, how big is Greene?
Yeah, 320 pounds.
Well,
I saw a photo.
According to his words, 320, and I've seen you written here, that's 145 kilos.
Yes.
And that was a lean 320 pounds. And I'm sure Ari's got the photos he'll put up here. It was a crazy looking guy. Now, that's got me thinking that the Arnold South Africa, I think he's 4 weeks away this weekend. I wonder if we're going to see Greene on stage.
That'll be good. It's been 2 years since he's made.
No. He won last year. He won the Arnold Classic. He won Arnold Brazil.
That's right. Then he did the Olympia.
Then he did the Olympia. This photo that I'm looking at right here now with the locker room photo, which I'm sure Ari will put up, the guy looks
just
nuts. Just crazy. and 4 weeks and he'll be ready.
He usually slips on stage at what, 300, 290, 300 around that?
I think he's around that 280 to 290 mark. Yeah.
So if he has to lose 20 kilos off that frame, he will see through. He looks insane.
Well, I can't see that there's 20 kilos to lose.
No.
There might be 10 kilos to lose, and that'll bring him at like 300. Like,
yeah.
Jesus. No, he looked nuts. The other one that way was a cool photo was Adelaide's own Kwame standing next to Callum Moga and pretty well matching him size for size.
Yeah. Maybe Kwame, from the photo I'm looking at, Kwame looks a tiny bit bigger, but it could just be the angle.
Well, he's definitely out angling.
Oh, he got the good light.
Yeah, he got the good light and he got the good angle. But man, he's looking crazy.
Oh yeah,
he's looking nuts as well. There was a picture. I had a chat to Kwame at the ICN show, and I actually was. I didn't realise he was that tall. Like he actually towered over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought, he's about my height, but no. He's a big guy.
He is.
And he made me just look so small.
I think.
Who superimposed my head on his delt?
That was Ari. That was my idea.
Look, I really can't wait to see him on stage. So Kwame, please commit to a show. Let's see you on stage.
Even better. We can have a chat to him here.
Yes, yeah. Look, I'll put it out to Kwame. I'll get in contact with you, and we'd like to have you on Thursday, Thunder. We'll do a little short interview with you.
That'd be good.
Yeah. That's about it in this sort of news. Was there anything else that's been happening around that you noticed?
No, I did see a picture of Juan Morel 4 weeks out. He looked pretty damn crazy on Instagram, but
yeah. So the next show is the South Africa Arnold. There was a lot of talk about why are the Arnold Classics, but I mean we've covered that heaps of times. The whole pro bodybuilding scene, I think is diluted. There's too many shows. All it does is just spread them all out.
Yeah.
Once one guy qualifies for the Olympia, well, he's not going to do another show.
No, exactly.
So, and I think the Arnold Classics, there's way too many of them.
There's 4
really.
now?
No, well, there's one in every there's 6 or something. Yeah.
Arnold Classic Antarctica soon.
Yeah. So it's crazy. We've got a couple of questions here. Someone said, what are the pros and cons of using fat grips? Oh, I don't know. look, I've never used fat grips, but the whole theory behind fat grips is that you're making the bar thicker, which is making it harder to hold. You're taking away forearm.
Yeah. Or you're recruiting more muscle in the forearm to grip wider mass.
Is that going to make you build more muscle or not? I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what makes you build more muscle is you lifting more weight.
The way I see it is, yes, it will make you build grip strength. It's not going to affect your biceps, triceps in any way, shape or form, because at the end of the day, you're gripping with your wrist, you're not gripping with your biceps.
Yeah.
So, build your grip strength, definitely go for it, but just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my input take anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was an interesting, I don't know if you saw Damon Hayhow rubbish occlusion
training, I did.
Yeah, and he made terrific sense.
He did.
If you're on Facebook, look up Damon Hayhow. He really made a really good point about occlusion training and really any other sort of weird training protocol, and why it doesn't necessarily work. Of course, there was those scientists that came on and said science says this and everything, but I sort of think, well, how's it going to build more muscle on your biceps if you restrict blood flow to it?
I think it's more about restricting. It's more about slowing down the blood flow. If you restrict it completely, you're just gonna end up losing that limb.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But
yeah. Hasham asks, what's the best weight gainer protein, and what is the best way to use it for results?
Best weight gainer protein? I can't put an input of that.
No, look, I think all weight gainer protein, and we've talked about this before, every single weight gainer protein has got the same amount of calories, because protein has got 4 calories per gram, carbohydrates has got 4 as well. Fats has got about 9.
But then you got your medium chains have 7.
But in the end, the calories are the same in every single weight gainer. It's the serving size that determines on how many calories you get. For instance, if I put a 100 gram steak in front of you or a 300 gram T-bone steak in front of you, what's going to have more calories? Well, the bigger one, of course.
Obviously.
And same with weight gainers, they work in the same principle. What's the best weight gainer? All right. Well, the new generation weight gainers are coming out, and we have them. The Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Gainer.
Yeah.
And there's a few others that are now coming out where the carbohydrate sources are better in terms of that they contain carbs from rice and potatoes and things like that. So
back in, even like 4 years ago, it was pretty much a sugar-based.
Well, most of them were maltodextrin based, which is still not a bad carbohydrate source, but it's a little bit more higher in sugars.
Yeah.
Some will contain, these still contain sugars, but they're good sugars.
They're good sugars.
Yeah, exactly right. So maybe look at those, but I think every weight gainer is going to provide you with calories, which is what their purpose is to do.
Yeah.
How to incorporate it? Well, what you do is you incorporate it into your daily diet as part of your calorie regime, So just like you would any other protein shake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and how big that serving size you have will determine how many calories you want to get. And as long as you're in a calorie surplus, you're going to gain weight.
If you want to be extra stringent with it, track everything you eat.
Well, you should be tracking everything.
But
you
you
eat.
should, yeah. Some people just don't want to do that.
No. But really, you should be tracking everything you eat. Just as like you should be tracking your training. Again, we've spoken about that heaps of times.
Let's not touch base on that.
Sure, we will talk about it again in future. So just bear that in mind. Hashem, all the weight gainers will have the same amount of calories. What's written on the side of the container saying this contains 1,500 calories is determined by the serving size. And if it's going to have 1,000 or more calories, well, you can expect coffee cup size scoops.
And you can also expect indigestion.
Yeah. I don't think, when I sell any one of these big, massive American weight gainers that have these massive giant serves, I always tell people to have 1/3 of that size. You're better off having more serves more often rather than one big giant serve, which can bloat you and fill you up and stop you from eating, which then defeats the whole purpose of you taking a weight gain. So, yes, they've got their purpose. Look at the new generation ones. Like I said, the gold standard gainer is really good. And there's others that are coming on the market that have good quality carbohydrates in them. All right. I just mentioned it before. Last weekend was the NABA WFF Adelaide Grand Prix.
Yep.
I went to it. Radu Apostle won the NABA overall. Sam Massared won one of his classes, and
class 2,
actually everyone won because everyone was in. There was only one person in every class, but what was strange was that they didn't have actually an overall WFF. They put all the WFF guys and the NABA guys, of which there was a couple, and Radu dwarfed everyone. Yeah. Radu looked good.
He looked amazing.
He was big.
He is a
This guy
big
has
dude.
got the biggest, muscliest butt I've seen. Like his glutes are nuts.
Yeah.
And his hamstrings. So he's going in 4 weeks' time this week. I think he's the Southerns. So he's going there. So good luck to Radu.
He should do well.
Yeah. Some of the bikini results, I'm sorry I don't have because I left because it was just too long a day. But yeah. So and this weekend we have got the final show in season A in Adelaide, which is the AMB. AMB. That's on Saturday. Check out the AMB South Australia Facebook page for location, times, tickets, etc. All right, we've rambled on a lot.
We have.
So quickly, just wrapping off. New for Redcon 1, Mental Trigger. We will be doing a full review on this. Effectively, a pre-workout in a capsule form. More cognitive, mental alertness, but still has a good hit of caffeine.
It does.
Yes. We also have the new Mutant ISO Surge, Ari thanks. The BSM Pumped Edge, which is a good pump formula.
Yeah, I was looking at the
don't forget we've got our Bodybuilding Nutrition t-shirts. We've still got some of these left.
Go on here. There's the front of it. And there's the back of it. So as you can see they're limited as well.
Yep. Our hoodies are $45. New ATP No Way. So that should be in this week, hopefully early next week. We'll do a little bit of a review on that. Let everyone know what it's like.
Flavor-wise, I mean, it's pretty much going to be the same, exactly the same. It's flavouring is going to be different.
That's
nice
right.
strawberry flavour. So we'll see how that goes.
We've got our monthly specials. We're still continuing, always, our buy 3 ATP products get 15% off. Mix and match across the range. Australian Muscle hoodies, $45. Winter is coming. It's cold today.
Yeah, I was going to do his voice.
We got 20% off PES Prolific Extreme Workout, $30 off Animal Test. Perfect Shaker, those Perfect Shaker Hero Shakers, actually buy 3 of them for only $50. 30% clearance on Victory Labs. There we go.
That's it.
That's it. We are done for another Thursday. Thanks for the questions, guys. I hope that clears up some of the issues with the natural federations and drug testing.
Yep.
Next week, I'm going to go to the AMB show.
Okay.
So I'll have a little bit of a wrap down on the AMB show. And yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's another one done and dusted.
That's another one done. We'll catch you guys next week. See you later.